So where are we at now in 2025 in the feud between the Muscogee Creek Nation and the Okmulgee County Sheriff's Department and Okmulgee County Criminal Justice Authority? My name is Ted Hassey. I'm an attorney practicing in federal and tribal courts in the state of Oklahoma. Now that we're here in 2025, we want to look back, see what's going on in some of the cases that we've been looking at, following, and talking about in 2024. By way of background, in the end of 2023, Light Horse Police, that's the law enforcement agency for the Muscogee Creek Nation, transported a prisoner to the Okmulgee County Jail and sought to have them booked into the jail. Policy at the time, and as far as I know, still the policy of Okmulgee County Sheriff's Department, and certainly they're running the jail, is they don't accept prisoners from Muscogee Creek Nation. Dispute sort of erupted, and there was a individual from Light Horse Police ended up in the booking area of the Okmulgee County Jail. Okmulgee County Jail, one of their personnel, Matthew Joseph Douglas, attempted to remove him from that area. And on that basis, the Muscogee Creek Nation took the position that this was an assault on a Light Horse police officer. I have been able to confirm that Light Horse Police officer was not Native American. However, in complicated fashion, because of an expansion of some jurisdiction by Congress under the Reauthorization of the Violence Against Women Act in 2022, now tribal courts have jurisdiction over some cases where both the perpetrator, the defendant, and the alleged victim are not Native American. And this is one of those cases. Well, Muscogee Creek Nation was very aggressive. They decided to issue a warrant. They showed up in force at the jail to try and arrest this Matthew Douglas. Later, he was arraigned at Muscogee Creek Nation. Here's where it stands after all that mess. And let me just say, I would have predicted at the beginning of 2024, calmer heads would prevail, and that hopefully, maybe through somebody mediating, perhaps someone federally mediating, they would say, oh, okay, look, we're not going to have this fight. But that's not where they're at. Where it's landed now is on behalf of Matthew Joseph Douglas, that is the jailer at Okmulgee County Jail, there was a petition for a writ of habeas corpus filed with the federal court in the Eastern District of Oklahoma that sits in Muscogee. That's Muscogee with a K, like the city, not Muscogee with a C, which is the Muscogee Nation. So there was a federal filing in Eastern District of Oklahoma with a federal court asserting under habeas corpus that they were taking issue and were asking a federal judge to look at the issue of whether they can bring this case and whether they're barred under a number of federal statutes. Perhaps one of the reasons that calmer heads haven't prevailed in this is that it seems to have stalled. Where it's at right now is the last filing in Eastern District of Oklahoma was in June of 2024, and that was a reply in support of a motion to dismiss filed by Matthew Joseph, the motion to dismiss was filed on behalf of the litigants representing the Muscogee Creek Nation, the Attorney General, and the head prosecutor, the lead prosecutor. What essentially, the position in short is Muscogee Creek Nation says they can't seek relief from federal court, yet they have to take other steps They have to go through the full process at the trial court at Muscogee Creek Nation. I think their position would be that any appeal should first go to the Muscogee Creek Nation Supreme Court. It's a complicated issue, and it, as far as I can tell, likely to be an issue of first impression. That is an issue that hasn't been addressed by courts before at the federal level. When something stalls like this in federal court, a lot of times both litigants have some reason that they're not that interested in pushing this forward. It could be the situation where neither side really has an interest in pushing this, because you can contact the judge, you can make a filing. When something stalls like this, it's been 6 months. There's been no ruling from the court. I'll be keeping an eye on it. It'll be interesting to see how it works out. It's interesting that there is this jurisdictional dispute, but it's also important because it might impact how we deal with jurisdictional issues in criminal matters with the Muscogee Creek Nation going forward, particularly in this very special area, which is where these limited circumstances where you have a tribal court who is prosecuting a non-Native American. If you have any issues in Muscogee Creek Nation, if you have issues in tribal court or federal court in Oklahoma, I hope you'll give us a call. You can reach us at 918-932-2800. Again, my name is Ted Hasse.